Hi guys, it's Minx here. It's a new month, and here's our first long play. We really hope you enjoy. It's a new month. Please consider pledging to our Patreon. We always have some people drop off at the start of the month, and if you want to keep this content coming, we need you to pledge. So go have a look, see what reward tiers suit you, and go and click that link in the description. I also want to shout out, of course, our Patreon producer Alice for making all this content possible. She is, as always, an amazing nomkin. You can check us out playing Escape Academy next week live on Twitch, so make sure you're following us on Twitch too, and make sure you're following Alice. All her links are on screen right about now. Oh my god, so nom. Anyway, here is Loretta, which is really good. Another great game. We're on a roll lately. Check this one out. Hi guys, it's Minx here. Hope you're doing super nom today. We are playing Loretta. This is a game I've been wanting to play for a while, but it's been a very busy schedule in June, so we finally got around to checking it out. Let's do so. A very small percentage of people... Okay, this is just a seizure warning. That is in every game. Color mode. Recommended for the first playthrough. Ah, so it makes puzzles harder to solve if you don't play in color mode. Well... Game's events take place in the United States of America in 1947 to reflect the reality of that time. They contain subject matter that some may find offensive. Characters, due to their nature, age, and social status, use words, phrases, and profanities that are indicative of the time and do not correspond with modern attitudes. All events and characters depicted in the game are entirely fictitious and similar to actual events or persons living or dead are purely coincidental. Think carefully before you begin and play responsibly. This game also has, I think, 5 endings. We will be getting one, because, yeah. I think he had whispered to him things about himself which he did not know, things of which he had no conception till he took counsel with great solitude, and the whisper had provided it irresistibly fascinating. So this is a noir mystery adventure game with dark tones, which is why we're covering it. Also, the devs gave us a copy for free as well, which is very nice of them. My name's Loretta Lou Harris. Friends call me Laura. I'm 38 years old. That's how old I am. I was born in a small town in the south that you'll probably have never heard of. The moment I turned 16, I ran away to the East Coast. I'm an unemployed ornithologist and a mediocre housewife. A few months ago, my husband and I moved to a farm that he got from his parents. Life here ain't exactly simple, but we get by all the same. Up until 2 weeks ago, anyway, when Walter up and disappeared without a trace. Mrs. Harris? I'm Frank Chambers. I'm looking for your husband. You from the police? No, I already talked to the sheriff. I ain't got nothing more to say. No, Mom. I'm leading a private investigation. There are some people from New York, important people, who really would like to have a word with Mr. Harris. And who are these important people? People who Mr. Harris still needs to pay. Mind if I come in? I guess yes is the answer. No is the answer. He wipes his neck with a handkerchief. You got a a lovely house, Mom. Don't bother. I can't stand this place either. Is this Mr. Harris's house? His parents? You're not from around here, are you? Or New York, for that matter. Don't test my hospitality. Sorry, I didn't mean to offend. I'm paid to ask questions, you know, but my only concern is Mr. Harris. Mainly, I need to know if he's alive. Or dead. Alright, so we can control. Walter's hat. He bought it in New York. We don't seem overly fond of our husband. Walter and I by the ocean 8 years ago. Oh, a flashback. Interesting visual style so far. What the fuck was that noise? Damn dusty roads. That was him. We've got a clock. The ting gets on my... It's getting on my nerves, and I've only fucking heard it for like 7 seconds. I can hear it ticking all the way from the bathroom. Yeah, let's keep moving. An axe. Mom, how long has Mr. Harris been gone for? Want something to drink? Must have been quite the journey getting down here, Mr. Chambers. Would you like something to drink? Honestly, I was hoping you'd ask. The kitchen's just down the hall. I wonder if we killed him. I've no idea if we did or not, by the way. Like, I don't know. Scribbles. Alright, come on, let's go down the hall to the kitchen. Oh, for fuck's sake. You're not going to answer that? I guess apparently we are. Hello? Hello? Can I talk to Mr. Harris, please? They hung up. It happens sometimes. We're quite standoffish. Afraid lemonade is all I can offer. Just water would be fine with me, Mum. I'm a tad parched from that long drive. So we have poison. The humidity is killing me. He wipes his face with his handkerchief. I don't think it's been that hot since the spring of '39. What's where their music's coming from? The fields, farmers. Walter rents out the land. Guess the music helps him pass the time. His eyes linger on Laura's hips. She pretends not to notice. Hey, what the hell? Not so fast, bitch. Oh, Jesus. I got killed. Ace in the hole. Try and poison Chambers. That escalated quickly. Chambers shot me. He had no choice. Poisoning a man right before his very eyes wasn't the brightest idea I've ever had. Who would have thought that's how my story ends? What the fuck? Oh god, I gotta go through all this shit again. Is there a skip button? Or is it just like, I have to mash? Or whatever. I skipped the dialogue here. We're gonna get a drink anyway. Oh my god. Okay, listen. He was looking the other way. I didn't think he was I was gonna poison it. I didn't think I was gonna actually do it, okay? I mean, it is the first thing that came to my mind, which probably wasn't the best idea, but, you know. Alright, let's not kill him this time. Glass. Sink. Okay. Here you go. Quite the shame for a fine lady like yourself to be stuck out in a place like this. Here's your water. You're too kind. Thank you. See, I didn't kill him this time. He dries his lips on his sleeve. So how much land you got here, Mum? 60 or so acres. Whew! Don't get too excited. It was mortgaged a long while back. May I look at the yard? Suit yourself. What in the... It's the pipes. Son of a... Got some plumbing installed, and what do you know? Sorry. I need to go down to the basement. Need an ant? Nah. No need to trouble yourself. Besides, you want to look around the place, didn't you? Sickle. It's damp and dark down in the basement. Too damp and dark. Smells like mold. Just like Chambers' breath, actually. I can hardly find the water pipes. At first glance, everything seems to be in order, but there's a weird buzzing sound coming from them. Looks like something's stuck in one of them. Hard to say what exactly. I hold out my hand and touch something wet and hairy. I grab a hold of it and tug. A dead rat. Could have been worse. Buzzing stopped, for now. Looks like Chambers went out to the yard. Did not expect to be able to die so abruptly in this, I will say. Tell me, Mrs. Harris, where do you think your husband might be? Got any ideas? He's in the well! I don't. No clue. I've no idea where Walter is, and I don't want to know, truth be told. Well, I can understand that. Mr. Harris, he was... Wow. Okay. Was? I mean, why else would he leave a gorgeous woman like you? And his own house to go on the lam like this? Begging your pardon, Mum, but you must have been out of his damn mind. Anyway, Mum, thank you for your time. Sorry I had to come all the way out here for nothing, but I don't really think I can help. It's fine. It's what I'm paid to do. Thanks again for the water. Sorry I bothered you. Oh, he's gone. My name is Loretta Lou Harris. Friends call me Laura. I'm an unemployed housewife, stuck in a hellhole, with nothing but sun and fucking wheat. 2 weeks ago, I killed my husband. I was gonna say, I thought she did. He's in the well, huh? Oh, what is this shit? Oh, it's like a little jigsaw? I see. You put them the right way and they auto-fix themselves. Even idiots like me can solve puzzles like this guy is. Holy shit. Okay, just click on it. I ain't trying to make excuses, but I think I ought to tell my story from the beginning. But I ain't looking to be forgiven by the gentlemen of the jury. I know that's impossible now, but I want to give a chance to whoever's going to read this to maybe understand me. You see, my relationship with Walter started to fall apart long before the day he died. Long before we moved to this goddamn farm. I even liked it at the start, trading the bustling city life for a humble one out in the country. Of course, wishful thinking is all it was. Women don't get much choice in this world. Take enough wrong turns, and before you know it, you're low class. And I was finally starting to see that all my turns were wrong ones too. Okay, so we have an inventory now, with a clothes peg inside. An old well, I don't know why, but it gives me the creeps. We never use it. Well, we're going to chuck our husband down there at some point, judging by those dialogue options from earlier. Excellent. Another broken, creaky step, nails sticking out, waiting for the right moment to finally jab into my leg. I asked Walter to fix it, not that it did any good. Walter wasn't a bad person, he almost never drank. And even when he did, he never got violent. In all our years together, he only hit me that one time. And he felt awful about it afterwards. Still, everything about him was starting to irritate me. And I reckon the feeling was mutual. That irritation turned into a burning hatred that only got stronger after we moved out here. His snoring was like nails on a chalkboard, he'd spit everywhere like he was a damn camel, and food got stuck in his teeth all the time. But what really got under my skin was how he reeked of onions. All the damn time. It was this disgusting oily smell that soaked into all the furniture. But you wanna know what the weird thing was? I ain't never used any onions in my cooking. A bird. Right, calendar here. Pay water bill, it's 1947. I don't know how to get rid of it at the moment. Got some dishes. We interrupt this broadcast to bring you breaking weather update. A category cyclone has been tracked approaching from the south. Meteorologists want to expect heavy rain and windfall in the coming days. That's right, get the fuck out of my house. Ain't nothing in the basement I need right now. Walt and I met towards the end of 1929. He was a little older than me. Mighty handsome, of course. He worked at a newspaper correspondent, but I couldn't tell you the name of what paper it was. They probably quit publishing it now anyway. My mother died in 1930. Walter and I got married in 1931. I got pregnant in 1933. They called it an ectopic pregnancy. And that was followed by a miscarriage. I lost my child before I even got to be a mother. Moosey Lucy. Such an ugly thing. Just look at it, it gives me goose pimples. Right, so we can go upstairs there, we can check out the other rooms here. Cups, plates, glasses, half of them are chipped. Got a broom. This broom reminds me of someone's dirty, oily hair. I wonder whose. Can you take them? Can we take these or not? No. These windows have collected dirt for so many years. I've tried cleaning them at first, but gave up eventually. Walter brought this Al Johnson and Mario Lanza records. I prefer classical music. I ain't in the mood to listen to that right now. Franz Kafka, The Trial. I know nothing about that book. I'm sure some of you do, but I don't. The old fireplace sets the tone for the entire room. I don't like this room. Gives me a headache. Guess we're going upstairs for a bit. A woman in a wheat field. Wheat, wheat, wheat. All we got is damn wheat. Oh, we need a code? So we need a code for the jewelry box. I didn't mean to go downstairs again, but I did. Enter Walter's room. Oh, shit. Walt got into writing around the same time. I never did understand his compulsion to write. I never lied to him, nor will I to you, but Walter ain't the most talented writer. I don't know how much confidence a man needs to want to fight against eternity, but somehow Walter had exactly that much. That's what I liked about him. Walt's first highbrow novels weren't published. We tried arguing with Joyce, Hemingway, and Faulkner. He was writing reviews on books I ain't never even heard of. But at last, Walter Harris found his niche. Hard-boiled detective novels. And oh boy, it turned out to be a goldmine. At first, he published his books under a pseudonym. He still had his old job. Then eventually, writing those silly little stories, became his career. I wasn't even a big reader. I didn't consider myself to be an intelligent woman neither. Intelligent women discover new chemical elements. They write articles in liberal newspapers. They write much more than just pie recipes. They protest and fight for their rights. They demand attention and respect. But me? I never demand anything. Walter, where's the key? What key? The bedroom key, Walter. Thank you. Anything else? I'm trying to work. An old safe. Better not touch it. Not unless I want Walter to start bitching anyway. Well, I guess that's all we had to do in here was get the bedroom key. Bye, husband, darling. Oh, you can hear him typing. I did wonder what that fucking noise was. Something went wrong in New York. I never found out what exactly. Walter fell into a pit of debt and dragged me down there with him. He left the obscenely high deposit we paid on our apartment, packed our bags, and rented the cheapest rust bucket he could find. In the spring of 1957, we moved to the farm to Walter's parents' old house. Edna and Douglas Harris died of typhus back in 1927, and so we jumped off the bumpy life raft that was our former life and rushed into the unknown. Why was the bedroom locked? Of all Walter's sins, his adultery was the least that concerned me. Let's say his gambling affected my life in a much more serious way. His adultery was pretty obvious. Walter hadn't touched me in months. Can't say I was too upset by it, though. Nonetheless, I knew one thing for sure. That ginger bitch Margaret sure did love her onions. Jesus. Oh, we go to the gas station now, I guess. Oh, I see. We have to stop. Oh, God! Well, I fucked that up. Took me a minute to realize what was happening, to be fair. We have to stop the alcohol going in, right? It's like Space Invaders, but, like, weird. Oh, that scotch is going in. Oh god, this is hard to see for me. Please, please fuck off. I think we did it. Oh my god, that was actually weirdly intense. I felt trapped. I was suffocating in this cramped farmer's paradise. I could feel the noose tightening around my neck. I went to the bank. So, can you state your profession, Mom? I'm an ornithologist. But for now, I just run the house mostly. Excuse me, how do you spell that? A scientist, the kind who studies birds. I see. And how about the man of the house, Mom? What does he do? Wait, Walter Harris? You mean the writer? The affair with the killer? The black tulip? I see you're a fan. Aha! No, not me, I'm afraid. My wife, though. Why, she just adores his books. Who would have thought, right here in our backyard? Anyway, Well, Mum, I'm sorry to say this, but I can't give you a loan. Well, not to you anyway. But why don't you bring your husband around next time? I'm sure we can figure something out. I was hoping not to get my husband involved. I see. It's me who needs the money, not him. In that case, if you urgently need money, then what's stopping you from taking out a 30,000 and... What 30,000? Well now, just a moment. He shuffles through his papers. Well. I beg your pardon, ma'am. That was my mistake. I just realized the 30,000 is insurance. What insurance? Wait, what 30,000? He peers at the sheet of paper. Life insurance, ma'am. Silly of me to have missed it before. But it looks like Mr. Harris's publisher took an insurance policy in his name. Here, see for yourself. In the event of death or disappearance... You can skip this part. The beneficiary will receive a lump sum payment of $30,000. Looks like a standard contract as insurance goes. Anyhow, I must apologize again. I didn't mean to cause any confusion. No, thank you. You've been a big help. Glad to hear. In that case, I'll be waiting for you and Mr. Harris to drop on by. All the best, Mum. Oh, and do allow me to remind you that all deposits and contributions are insured with us at... Well, got a life insurance party coming up. The clerk's words broke through his cracked, graceless lips and disappeared into thin air. 30,000! 30,000! An incredible sum of money. It felt like more than I thought about it. The less I was able to comprehend how much money that really was. Walter. He hadn't ever said a word. Why not? I remember getting a strange feeling. I was weak and not all there yet, but I felt it on the edge of my mind all the same. The moment I tried to catch it and pay attention to it, I left the bank and the dry spring wind of the outside world dispelled the feeling as if it was never there to begin with. Unless the park's over there. Hate crimes, homicides and kidnappings have nearly halved when compared to the last decade. I think it's safe to say America's getting through a new round of development, concluded the deputy prosecutor. Laura! Hey, Laura! Hello, Margaret. So good to see you. How long's it been since we last saw each other? Come to think of it, I ain't seen Walter around much either. How's he doing anyway? Oh my god, why don't you tell me, you lying whore? Wonderful. Margot, hurry up. It's busier than a blind dog in a meat house in here. Break's over. Move those hips, girl. Alright, I'm coming. Anyway, Loretta. Oh, the girls and I are going to see a show on Saturday. You should come join us. And, I wanted to talk. Margot! Look, I'll stop by if I'm in the neighborhood. You don't mind, right? I gotta shoot. Margot! I'm keeping your tips. Alright, I'm coming, for Christ's sake. So this is the woman he's having an affair with. That ginger bitch. Or the ginger bitch, sorry. Fried onion rings, the best in town. I lied, of course. I ain't no ornithologist. Never have been and never studied nowhere. Just a habitual lie I tell. I'm a working girl. I need some way to survive when I moved to New York. I wanted to be a nurse but failed the exams twice. I watched the tiles at diners, tried working as a waitress, tried working as a newspaper secretary, and believe it or not, even worked at a salon. I wouldn't say I enjoyed any of it, but work is work. I read an article about a female ornithologist once. She was an expedition of some sort. I liked it. I even bought the Birds of America. Ain't much of a bird lover though. Hard to love harbingers of disease. It was hotter than 6 shades of hell. I had the windows cranked all the way down, and I could feel the sun burning my skin through the windshield. A swarm of thoughts swirled in my mind, so I didn't notice that I was running out of gas. That old bag of bolts chugged 30 gallons to the mile, but Lady Luck smiled on me for the first time that day, and a gas station appeared out of the blue. Its concrete face rose from the middle of a cornfield, all cracked and worn like the wrinkled face of some old woman. Funny thing was, I can't say I'd ever seen that gas station before, even though this was the only road leading home. That's a bit weird. Feels like I drank more during the Prohibition than I did my entire life. I ain't touched a drink since I was 32. But with every day I spent living on the farm, I regret that decision more and more. The United States of America, all 48 of them available at a glance. Oh yeah, not all. There was extra states added, you know, in the interim, right? We've got a brochure. Travel by bus. Afternoon, Mom. How's the day treating you? Could be better. It's too hot today. You ain't wrong there, Mom. Almost 100 degrees out. Could you fill me up for 3? Sure thing. Anything else I can get you? I don't even know what I want. If you'll allow me, Mom, I may have the cure for what ails you. You do? New and improved rat poison. even contains its own secret formula. This sucker'll get rid of rats and mice. Whatever's plaguing you. Smells like almonds too. Guaranteed to work. And for only $1.99. I don't think that... Bah. You know what? You look like a diligent housewife, Mom. Why don't you just take a sample? On the house. Just for you. Oh, well, I assure you, Mom, you will not be disappointed. This is so weird. I don't know what's happening here at all. Well, we're on chapter 3, I guess. I guess I failed whatever that was. I don't really know what I'm doing here. These are like WarioWare minigames. See, I should just let them hit it? And see what happens, I guess. That doesn't make it... It's no skin off my nose. Fear... I can't even read what that says, I'm going to be honest with you. Hope. There we go. You got to hit the good ones. Got it. I understand. There we go. Ah. Hi, Walt. It's hotter than a devil's armpit outside. No kidding, thought I was going to melt. Ain't a little lily breaking out the wine? What are you smiling for? It's all done. What is? You mean, you finished your book? Yup. But that's wonderful. Why didn't you... The publisher already gave me the green light. I sent them the initial chapters. I don't want to jinx anything before it's all set in stone, but they're saying... The folks from Metro Silver Mare are interested. Might even turn it into a motion picture, they said. Just imagine. Starring Clark Gable. I thought he'd quit acting. Then Harry Cooper, who cares? That's not the gosh darn point. Hollywood, Laura. You're right, I'm sorry. Oh, Walter, I'm so happy. Good for you. Good for us, sweetheart. Can the wine wait a little? I'll get to fixing us a real nice supper. How about you cook us that steak you know I love? I honestly didn't expect it. For a moment it felt as though everything could change. It was a flash of hope. Walter publishes his novel, and then we return to New York, to our apartment on 12th Avenue, just as if we never left, and life goes back to normal again. But still, he'd made promises before. He'd already found another woman before I could start unpacking my damn suitcase. He's gambled us into the ground when we were already dirt poor. Why should I think of anything that'll stop in New York? No, something deep inside me, something strange had been triggered, and I couldn't stop it. Hey, how's it going? Ready. Coming right up. He's talking with his mouth full. Oh, this steak is delish. Thank you. Last time I ate this good was back in the Big Apple. You barely touched your... I ain't hungry. Well... Let's drink some wine. So, does that mean we're going back now? We can finally pack our bags and run away from this place? Run away from here? You're kidding, right? Why not? Come on, Lo. You can't run away from who you are. He spits out a half-chewed piece of carrot. You put too many carrots in this. Besides, the book ain't finished. It still needs editing. You know, I've been doing a lot of thinking lately. About what? But how different my life could have been. But it isn't. And that's why you chose to soothe the grieving widow? What? What's that supposed to mean? You know exactly what's that supposed to mean. I already told you, it's over. You must think I'm dumber than a box of rocks. What are you trying to achieve here, huh? Why can't we just celebrate? Enjoy a nice supper like ordinary civilized folk. I'm fed up with your tricks, Walter. Fed up with you treating me like shit. Fed up with lingering in this godforsaken dump with all the racists and whores. Nobody forced you to move out here, Loretta. Listen, I know you're to blame for what happened to John. He slams his fist into the table. Nice fucking supper. You just couldn't help yourself, could you? Why do you need to bring this shit up again? Why now? What's it with you today? No, you're right. let's just keep it bottled up inside. I'll hush. I'll be a good housewife. And you can keep fucking around with that ginger slut. Then everyone will be happy. Enough! I'm not listening to this shit anymore. And if you must know, I do blame you. Oh, finally. The brave man comes out and says it. I've read the police report. You're such a hypocrite. Laura! I had no idea you could be so full of crap. I've read the... Wait, what? Yeah, oh yeah, we poisoned him, right? Alright, let's get a dragon. No one will suspect a thing, right? Wouldn't they smell like the scent of decay from the well? Water looks like he's trying to say something, but that's only the sound of gurgling that can be heard as he slowly chokes to death. Burn in hell, Walter. I must admit, I don't like it when people say honestly or to tell you the truth. It always gives the impression that they've been shamelessly lying to you up until that point. But there's something transcendent about murder, something beyond our understanding, despite how regular and natural it seems. Otherwise, why else would anyone do it? I don't accuse a woman of being a liar when she doesn't know how to be honest with herself. Stillborn like my first child, like a poet who speaks no languages, like a deaf, blind and mute person in the world of sound, colour and signs, I won't reach the truth with words. They can't give it shape. There is one truth I know, though. Walter is dead. Dead. You don't like people, do you? I didn't say that, but truth be told, I don't expect any good to come from them. I see a moth. Do you think people want to hurt you? I think you're wasting our time here. Where's that? Look, I know how this works. First we look at some pictures together and we have a nice little chat, then tomorrow you dig into my brain with a metal rod. You're exaggerating. Lobotomies have been alleviating suffering for a great many people. In your case, however, I doubt it'll be required. I'd like to believe that. Let's continue, shall we? Go with vagina. I don't know. Interesting. What is it? Your associated pattern. My husband calls them tricks. But it was he who brought you here, wasn't it? So pay attention. I mean, none of the above. I guess a cradle is the best I can do, though. Is something wrong? Yeah. Those are just splotches. Ain't nothing to see in them. Whatever I do see is only my imagination. This ain't fair. I ain't done nothing wrong. Life isn't fair. At your age, it's high time you realize that. Oh, and don't be so gloomy. How did that saying go? In Italy, under the rule of the Borgia, terror, murder, and bloodshed reigned, yet it ended up giving birth to Michelangelo da Vinci and the Renaissance. In Switzerland, brotherly love, democracy, and peace were established for 500 years. And do you know what they produced? The cuckoo clock. I woke up with an awful pain, spreading through my whole body. It came in waves, like one blow after another. One eye was all swollen and watery. It felt like it was going to burst. Hell, I wanted to burst. Not it helped none. The pain was focused somewhere else. When I opened my eyes, first thing I saw was a crooked, rusty nail sticking out of my foot. Went right through my own skin, so I tugged it free. Oh, great. Son of a bitch. Come on. I was ready to howl, ready to scream at the top of my damn lungs, but all I could muster was a whimper. It was like the top of that metal nail was smiling up at me like some Cheshire cat. Okay, one more try. Stay calm. Breathe. Come on, Lo. Focus. Holy fuck. Shit. Goddamn porch. Goddamn nail. Why couldn't you hammer it in like I asked you? The hell's wrong with you, Walter? Trying to make it easier for me to finish you off? Hell, why am I even asking you? Ain't like you ever know which end of the hammer to use anyway. This is some wicked irony, alright. Oh lord, I can see the rust stuck in the wound. Damn! Ain't no time to dwell on that now. Alright, one more time. Again. Come on! The gaping wound stared back at me, an awful blood-red gash. Last night felt like a bad dream, almost about to fade into memory. But still, my ripped-up muddy dress, my aching leg, the puddle of my own vomit, they all suggested otherwise. I need to get rid of those reminders as soon as I can. Oh, Jesus, we're a wreck. I'm gonna be sick. Ugh. Leftovers from yesterday's supper. Ah, what a mess. We gotta clean it up, otherwise we're gonna get in shit. Alright, we need to... Where's the broom? Oh, the jury box is gone. I guess that was something we had to open in that specific chapter at that point to get a certain ending, probably. I don't fucking know. Can't go in any of the rooms, it looks like, but, you know. I should get this shovel out the way, but I can't shake the feeling that I might need it later. I mean, you probably will, I'm gonna be honest with you. Probably should put this poison somewhere, too. Leaves a pleasant almond scent. He wasn't lying. I ain't ready to go out yet. Need to change out of these clothes first. Okay. But yeah, like, holy shit. This has escalated really quickly. And in interesting ways. Yeah. I don't really know what to make of this so far. It's a very interesting little game. Oh, my head. My leg hurts too. I saw some pills in the bathroom. Can't take this any longer. I have no idea where the bathroom is. Aha! Bingo! I knew you were here somewhere. They expired. A long time ago too. Should I? What does it matter? Not like things can get any worse. I take expired medicine all the time. I don't know if that's bad, but I do. Let's change our clothes. That's better. Now to get rid of this dress. Who the hell could that be? Oh, Laura. You look like you've seen better days. What happened? Mind calling out water for me? He's out back. What was out back? Why don't you come on in? We're gonna kill her as well? Walter! It's Margaret. You in there? Did something happen? Oh yes, but I don't want you to worry your little head about it. You'll be joining him shortly. So long, Margaret. Oh shit! Holy shit! We're just killing everyone! I guess we're on a murderous route now. Might as well just kill everyone, right? My name is William Henry Carter. I've been this county sheriff for the last 3 years. Early in the morning of August 12th, I got a call from the Harris farm. Mrs. Harris claimed that her husband, Mr. Harris, had gone missing. How old is Walter, Mum? 45. And how long have you two been married? 16 years. As he... Ugh. The sheriff chokes back the urge to vomit. For the sake of decency, Loretta pretends not to notice. Pardon me, miss. Has Walter gone missing before? Why is the bloody shovel in the room, Loretta? No, this would be the first time. Hot damn. The hangovers get worse every time. Feels like my head's about to explode. Well, you did throw back 2 bottles by yourself. What did you expect? Not 1 bottle, not a bottle and a half. 2 fucking bottles, Bill. Fuck it, you had it worse. Get your shit together, old boy. Remember what you were taught. When was the last time you saw Walter? When exactly did you notice Walter was missing, Mum? Yesterday morning. I thought he'd gone to the city at first, but the car was still parked by the house. Then evening rolls round and he still ain't back. So I called you today. Loretta's standing there, arms folded, staring you down like she's fixing to ask you a question or simply challenging your authority. What a catch. Men don't run away from women like her. Got a queer look in her eyes, though. What's on your mind, sweetheart? Well, I guess we have to look at this obvious evidence here. Is this blood? You saw a similar stain out in the hall. Someone tried to wash it off, but they didn't do a very good job. Smells mighty strong. Something ain't right, Billy boy. Today is going to be a long day. I can feel it in my bones. Oh dear, Loretta. What a weird smell and a shitty place. Everything here is giving me the heebie-jeebies. Stay calm, cowboy. Let's listen to what she has to say. Is she going to kill us too? Was Walter acting suspiciously? Tell me, Mom. Was Walter acting strange at all? Did he do anything unusual before he disappeared? No, sir. Nothing that comes to mind. Do your children live with you? Ain't got no children. No children, I hear. Just the two of them in this big old house. Shit feels like my head's about to burst. Pull yourself together, wino. The chick's up to something. Don't take your eyes off her. Did Walter have any health conditions? You trying to play crazy? Well, no, sir. My husband's in his right mind. Was he in the military? Yeah, he was. But he never did like talking about it. Said he spent 2 years on a boat. Somewhere out in the Philippines writing propaganda. At least that's my understanding of it. You know, pamphlets about Hitler, Hirohito, and the like. I chose not to pry any deeper than that. I see. What the fuck? So this is Walter's study? Yeah, he spends most of his day in here. Has anything changed since he went missing? Hard to say. What about family? My family? No, Mom, your husband's. Oh, well, he has a sister over in New York City. Can't say we've ever been all that close. Don't suppose you have her number? I'm afraid I do not. The sheriff's mouth curves into a deep frown. May I ask what happened to your leg? Oh, we're playing as Loretta now? Oh, I just scratched. Would you like something to drink? Excuse me, Mum? Would you like a drink? We've got bourbon. Might even have some whiskey left. No, Mum. Thank you, I'm still on duty. Did Walter take anything with him when he left? A photo or maybe a postcard? Do you know if anything's missing from the safe? Oh no, Walter keeps his manuscripts in there. He didn't take those with him? I ain't sure. I don't know the combination. Did Walter keep any extensive correspondence with anyone? Are you aware of that at least? Or maybe someone you just learned of recently? Well, Walter spoke with his publisher, of course. Probably to some other writers as well. And his old war buddies, most likely. Mind if I take a look at the letter? This one? The sheriff carefully studies the envelope. You should read them. Might offer you some clarity. I could have killed him then and there, and I didn't. Because I thought he'd overpower me. Are you using this barn? The door's creaking up a storm. Mind if I take a look? No, wait. What in the... Freeze, lady. Wait, I can explain. Put your hands up where I can see them. I said put them up. Oh, Jesus Christ. Well, I'm dead. Get up, Loretta. We got a lot more work to do. No, please. I can't do it anymore. So that's it, you're done? Palm trees, pina coladas, young tan-skinned boys are all still within your reach. It's the middle of the century after all. Concentration camps, nuclear holocaust? Who are they to judge you? It's high time you became a master of your own destiny. Now grow up. Get out from under their oppressive thumbs. Throw off the shackles. Who knows, maybe you'll even write your own memoir someday. The world is your oyster, Loretta. Now come on and get up. Oh, God. Okay, so we don't kill Margaret. Go fuck yourself. You know what, Margaret? I don't want to see your stupid face or your cheap dress around here anymore. Huh? What are you, deaf? Laura, what? Or maybe your mama dropped you when you were a baby. How dare you? Walter, you in there? Don't bother, whore. He won't hear you. You bitch, the hell are you up to? Get off my property, you goddamn hick. And stay off. Things didn't go all that well with Margaret. I may have felt a little better in the end, but it was clear the dumb bitch wasn't about to drop the issue. Well, she should at least keep her distance, for now anyway. Alright, now for the manuscript. It ought to be in his study. What in the Sam Hill? Sounds like it's coming from the kitchen. It's weird to see all these little outcomes where you just get fucked. Oh, is it the basement again? Why is it so dark in here? My foot hurts. Where's the sound coming from? Where's the lamp? Smells wretched as all downhill. Pipe's making weird noises again. This ain't the first time, but water would usually take care of it. Today just ain't my day. A tag on the jar says, chicory root. It's a decent coffee substitute when you're out of money. A portrait of Walter's mother, Edna. It's covered in dust. I don't know where this hole came from or where it leads, but I ain't in a hurry to find out. There we go. Or not. Phew. Think that should do it. What is going on with this game? This is such a weird little adventure. I have no idea what's happening right now. Relax, Laura. It's your imagination is all. Manuscript, right. We need to get into his safe. I rarely step foot in Walter's study. Everything here just as it was yesterday. An open bottle of bourbon and that old beat-up typewriter. Sheets of paper tied with a ribbon lay next to it. Chapters of straw bull. So the rest of the manuscript should be in the safe. An envelope lay next to it. It's an informal letter on official-looking paper certified by a secretary. Dear Mr. Harris, Walter, the bull is positively sensational, although I do believe we should give the title some consideration. I can say without a shadow of a doubt this is your best work yet. I'm only halfway through reading it. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but I already spoke to Thompson at MCM and they want to talk. I'm very glad that they're back in business, my friend. Send me the rest as soon as it's ready. The contracts are drafted. There's just a couple of formalities left. P.S. I already ordered the cover designs. You're going to love them. Sincerely, Jerry. They were waiting. Details had been negotiated. Contract signed. They just needed a little push was all. I made myself comfortable in the leather desk chair and adjusted the carriage and began typing. Dear Mr. Schaefer, I regret to inform you that my husband, Walter Harris, has gone missing. It's possible something may have happened to him, or perhaps he simply ran out on his love-deprived wife. His reasoning is beyond me. I'm writing because you were interested in Walter's latest manuscript, Straw Bull. By coincidence, the manuscript currently sits in my possession. The original, there are no copies. Mr. Schaefer, I assume that you are a busy man, so I'll cut to the chase. As far as I know, your company has taken out a life insurance policy on Walter. Due to this extraordinary development, I must ask that you send a check with the amount applicable in the event of his passing if you wish to see this manuscript in its entirety. Despite my disagreements with Walter, I am convinced that readers and fans of his talent should not be deprived of his latest masterpiece. I will send the manuscript the day the check is received, as I understand that it rightfully belongs to you and your firm, which has done so much for our family. Yours faithfully, Loretta Lou Harris. Okay, pretty solid plan, even if it's blackmail, probably. All done. Now I gotta wait. Pain in my leg was getting worse, so on my way to the post office I decided to stop at the gas station again. But something wasn't right. The gas station looked different that day. Kinda like something was missing. In that same vein, I was seeing everything in a brand new light. Kinda like looking through a cracked microscope glass or something. Although I ain't even looking through a microscope in my entire life. It's a different guy. Interesting. Alright. Please don't do that. Mom? Are you the owner here? Yes, Mom. Where'd the other man go? What other man? The skinny one. You must have been mistaken, Mom. I'm the only one working here. Need some gas, Mom? Ashley, you got any painkillers here? No, Mom. This ain't no drugstore. Then I'll take a bottle of whiskey. Cheapest you got. Okay. My name is William Henry Carter. Okay, so this is the sheriff again now, but this is a different outcome. Alright, let's see if I get killed this time. Oh, fuck. I don't know what's going to happen this time. I do think it's a bit weird that it sets you back that far. Like, I feel like that's a bit of a problem in design. Okay, we can skip it. That's good. So you can skip stuff you've already seen. So there's wall to study. Okay. Okay, the same stuff as before. Oh, I just scratched it. Okay, tetanus is no laughing matter, yada yada. So what's like anything with him? A photo. Okay, he doesn't know how to get in the safe. Extensive correspondence, or maybe you just learned something recently. Well, Walter spoke with his publisher, of course. Probably to some other writers as well. And his old war buddies, most likely. Okay. We're dead. Well, that was a dumb mistake. The sheriff saw it coming clear as day before the beautiful letter opener that Walter had thoughtfully brought back from the Philippines could get anywhere near the drunk's throat. He shot 2 bullets in the back of my skull. My last thought, might before my brains were spewed across the wall, was about how much I hated that awful gaudy wallpaper. And I mean hated! Anyway, the crystal castle had been shattered and the sands of time was spilling out. I'm coming, Walter. Alright, let's try that again. Okay. We mustn't give him the letter. We gotta be like, oh, I prefer to read it myself. Okay. I'd rather read them myself. I'm afraid these are personal. I'd rather be better if I read them myself. By all means. But do read them carefully. Might offer you some clarity. Right, this is where we died again. Alright, Miss Saris, I'll be frank. The chances of us finding Walter are pretty slim. It's more likely he'll reappear by himself when he's ready. I have to admit, this sort of thing happens from time to time. Sometimes folks just get a little overwhelmed. They run from debts, creditors' wives, without realizing they can't run away from themselves. Well, I appreciate your wisdom, Sheriff, but what happens now? I'll get to contacting the local precincts in the meantime. Then the nearest hospitals, the morgue. It's a big country. Your husband could be anywhere. Mom, forgive me, I know it's a difficult subject, but I have to ask. Did you and Walt have any fights before he went missing? Let's be honest. You know, I think Walter and I might be gone to the same school. Only got one school around here, so it ain't that surprising. Was there anyone else he was in contact with around here? Any friends or neighbours? Enemies even? Someone I could talk to? No, sir. At least not that I'm aware of. Does that thing still work, by the way? What? The well behind you there. Mind if I take a look? Oh, fuck. Sure is dark. I wonder how deep it goes. You know, if you ain't using it, then the grounds for getting fined. You better ask someone to board it up. Wait, what's that? Oh, shit! Is that a rat? Sure is a meaty one. Look at that. He's trying to climb his way out. That fella's braver than all get out. Suckers breed faster than rabbits, so I'd recommend buying some rat poison or something. Probably get yourself a right nest down there. You got anyone around that can help you, Mum? I can send my boys if you don't. They'll board it up for you in no time. Thank you, Sheriff. I can handle it myself. Oh my god, we were lucky there. Before you die, you see the ring. What an interesting little story this is. Oh, I'm still going, sorry. Mind if I smoke? Go right ahead. This is a mistake in my opinion. You think so? Life's dealt me a bad hand. That or I ain't just playing them right, I don't know. Everyone has problems. It's all about how you respond to them. Don't give me that. Should need to remind you the war is over. Men shot each other, stabbed each other, killed each other, and for what? Men aren't the only ones who fight in wars. No, but it's the men who start them. You ever heard the Chinese ruler Wu Zetian? Should I? There's no such thing with wrongdoing, Loretta. Only doing. Anyway, how are you feeling in general? Honestly, pretty good. We're going to confirm that now. Please concentrate. I have no idea what I'm doing here. I guess that's wrong. I don't fucking know. They all look the same. I feel like the world has changed too fast and I don't feel safe. I mean, I don't know what it means anymore. Let's continue. Don't let what I did fool you. I'm a good person. Well, an ordinary person. But people sure love labeling things. Smart folk always have simple answers. It's so easy to trip yourself up once. Way easier than you think. Easier than a rounded gin rummy, or getting your hands on a pair of nylon stockings. It's very convenient too. What do you mean by that? Well, it's tempting to commit an unforgivable act, then revel in self-pity, making excuses for the rest of your life. Now don't you start with that. Have you ever heard the saying, let sleeping dogs lie? I think it's exactly what you chose not to do. Well, we're finally on to the third part of this chapter. After much death. Oh shit, a puzzle. Fuck. I'm really bad at this kind of shit. I have no idea what I'm doing. I feel like this is not good. Is that in the right place? I don't fucking know. Sometimes you'll just be grabbing random... I don't... wait. Sometimes it feels like I'm grabbing something completely different to what's actually appearing on the screen. We're getting there. We're getting there. But why is that piece... Why did that piece suddenly appear? I don't understand. Okay. We're getting there. Like, I feel these have been added to add an extra degree of interaction and gameplay, right? But if the game really has tons of endings, I feel that's probably enough than to need these kind of weird little sections. Well, that wasn't like crazy difficult or anything, it's just a bit fiddly. Well, I call from New York for Mr. Harris. Connect us. You think you can blackmail us, toots? Blackmail? Well, sure, if that's what you want to call it. But since I'm the one who owns the manuscript, I think it'd be more appropriate to call it reimbursement. Or maybe compensation for the presumed widow of a talented writer. You could even print that on the dust jacket. Where's Harris? Listen here, lady. Nobody messes with Jerry Schaefer. Oh, fuck. Have we pissed up the mob? Pissed off the mob? I hung up. But he'll call again. Make no mistake. People like Schaefer never miss an opportunity for profit. And even if it means exchanging sweet pleasantries for threats. But that still leaves me with a problem. The safe combination. I searched the whole damn house for a clue and no anything. But it looks like old Walter... Old fuddy-duddy Walter, who by supper would always have forgotten what they ate for breakfast or sometimes mixed up his left for right. The same lying bastard Walter only ever kept the combination of that good-for-nothing brain of his. I tried his birthday, our wedding anniversary, his mother's birthday, and even the date of his first publication. Nothing worked! He must have written the combination down somewhere, Walter. You're a writer. You wrote everything down. Alright. A letter from Kelly. Hey Daddy, how you doing? How's Laura? Hope you're all doing okay. I'm just fine. Sorry it took me so long to write you back. Things have been pretty crazy, you know how it is. Did you finish your novel? I think you did. You've been working on it for so long now. Daddy, I've got some big news I want to talk about. I don't know when you'll get this letter though. Anyway, Mickey and I are going to come visit, so let's talk in person. Swack. I love you. What the fuck does swack mean? Dear Mr. Harris, the bull is positively sensational. I believe we should give the title some consideration. I can say without a shadow of doubt this is your best work yet, and I'm only halfway through reading it. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but I already spoke to Thompson and MC, and we already read this. Nothing interesting here except for the Grand Cooper Cigar Club. I ain't never seen a water smoke a cigar. There's an address on it. 11 Rainwood Street. Must be in the city. Could pay a visit. When I get the time, of course. Thick ticket scrubs to prepare as a lighter. Racing derby? Only water could find a racetrack out in the middle of nowhere. Is that relevant, do you think? We only kept the matchbook, so probably not. Crime and Punishment. Never heard of it. There is, however, a key inside of it. There's a key hidden in the book. It'll open one of the doors in this house. No clue which one, though. Maybe Walt's parents' room? Well, time to have a look around, right? The key from the book fits. Heavens to, what was that smell? Got to open a window or something. I guess we can't open the window? Discharged man shoots parents. Guggenheim warehouse fire. Ransom paid but child not found. Olsen family offer reward. I remember this case. Someone kidnapped the daughter of some hoity-toity oil tycoon. Okay, so we took the scissors. Okay. We got an old suitcase. Oh god, we got massive hands. A bottle of rum. Yo ho ho. A strange photograph. A camera. Walter and I almost never took any pictures. Look closer at the... There we go. There's a key here. Looks like the kind used to open a safety deposit box, but where? Somewhere in the city? The hell, Walter? What else are you hiding from me? The day promised to be eventful, and not just because of the secrets of Walter's past. I still need to open that goddamn safe, but it was plumb out of ideas. I considered throwing it out the window, but there was no way the thing was going to budge. I won't get that check without the manuscript. Is there some way to just airmail the whole safe to Schaefer? I need to come up with something and fast, and I decided to head into the city. Let's go to the address from the matchbox first, I guess. What can I get ya? Sorry to bother you. I'm looking for the Cooper Cigar Club. Is this the place? What, can't you read? Look at the sign, lady. This is a bar. We don't sell cigars here, only drinks. So I suggest you either order one or take a hike. I quit smoking a long time ago, though I've been regretting it more and more lately. Excuse me. Don't suppose you know where I can find the Cooper Cigar Club? Cigar Club? You're looking at it, babe. But it shut down a year, maybe 2 years ago. All's left of it now is this shithole. The bartender looks over displeased. What do you think you are, the Ritz or something? The bartender looks away, even more displeased. A year or two? What's a pretty dame like you looking for a cigar club anyway? Yeah, why don't I buy you a drink instead? Thanks, but I'm in a hurry. Of course you are. I don't understand. This ain't making any sense. Let me take a look at that matchbox again. The address is right, but there's no way these matches are 2 years old. Ah, there's a phone number on the other side. It's written in ballpoint pen. Must be recent then. How the hell did I miss this? I could call the number, but what good will that do? If the club already did close a couple of years ago, maybe the loser got it wrong? I should find a phone. Mind if I use your phone? The bartender sighs heavily. It's out back. Bye to John. Oh, creepy picture. Smells like piss in here, and Lord knows what else. Call the number on the matchbox. It's you. I know who you are. You shouldn't have dialed this number. Who are you? Do I know you? What is happening? We'll be seeing each other soon. Well, that was lovely. Let's go to the hardware store for some reason. What a weird game this is. Mum, I already told you to open a safe, and I mean any safe, though I can't say for sure which one you have. An old one. Well, old on you, you'll need a very good locksmith or a very good thief. Precisely. I'm afraid I'm neither. All I sell is doorknobs and fasteners, Mum. Okay. What a waste of time. Well, let's go to the bus depot, I guess. We're gonna get a bus to New York. To open the safety deposit box? I don't fucking know. If the key really belongs to the bus depot, then it must open one of the lockers here. Oh, okay, it's not actually New York, it's just here. Buy US savings, bond and stamps. Some drunk's falling asleep right next to the locker I need to get into. Hey, mister, wake up. The bum gurgles something unintelligible. Well, that's just perfect. How do I get rid of him now? He reeks of booze. Maybe a fresh bottle will get him to move. Oh, we can go and buy a bottle of whiskey at the bar, maybe? And then bring it to him? Would make sense why the bar's still open, right? Oh, it's still accessible on the map and the hardware store isn't. A bottle of liquor, please. Cheapest you got. Oh, has the lady finally decided to have some fun? Don't ask. Well, you have a lovely evening. Alright, now only the bus depot is accessible, so yeah, we made the right call. Just by enabling this poor man's drug habit, technically. Hey pal, got a bottle of something you might like? Look, just move over, would you? Thank God that worked. Some kind of parcel here, I don't get it. Wait, what does all this mean? I should wait till I get home to open it. Hey, who the hell are you? Then he said unto me, Prophecy unto the wind, prophecy, son of man! And say to the wind, Thus saith the Lord God, Come from the four winds, O breath, and breathe upon those slain, that they may live. Let's just go home. On the way home, I got to thinking, maybe I'd made a mistake. The man on the other end of the wire could have been anyone. An old friend, a comrade in arms, or some failed rider. It was amazing how after Walter's death, I was starting to learn so much about him. The more of what I knew of him when he was still alive, things were obviously private, things he didn't want to share with his own wife. Then suddenly, the engine overheated. Goddamn bucket of bolts. Lord, what did I do to deserve this? Who am I kidding? You know perfectly well, Loretta. Yeah, just a bit of murder. So I walked. Good thing the house was only half a mile away. I noticed a luxurious white car right away, parked by my front porch. Never seen a car quite like it. Some old man with a cane was standing next to it, and something deep in my gut told me nothing good was going to come from this meeting. Can I help you? Go call out your husband, sweetheart. I'd like to speak to the property owner. I'm the property owner. Oh, well, that explains it. What are you needing all this land for anyway? Who are you exactly? Name's Peter Solomon Morgan Jr., but you can call me Mr. Morgan. I own the land down southeast of here, which means I've the misfortune of being your neighbour. What's that supposed to mean? Come take a look. See this? The whole lot's rotten, ain't even worth feeding to the livestock. Thank you for kindly showing me some dirt, but I fail to see it has anything to do with me. Fail to see, do ya? Morgan's old face turns purple with anger. 50 acres of fertile land, reduced to nothing but horse shit. My sincere congratulations. So what? What has that to do with me? I hired a specialist. Through his investigation, he concluded that drainage installed on your property was wrecking my crops. I was looking to have a conversation with the real property owner, you know, resolve the issue peaceful-like, but I guess that just ain't on the cards. Let's calm down here. I don't know much about farming. Hell, I don't even know what you mean by drainage. I just ran out of the land. Tell me something I don't know. Well, maybe you should talk to the ones who've been working your land. Who do you think told me what's been going on? You think I'm out there running the fields like I've got ants in my pants? I'll be speaking to my lawyers about this. You can understand that much, can't you? I came over here to meet the owner face to face, you know, talk it through, man to man. Never did it occur to me I'll be dealing with some dumb broad instead. Oh, pull your head out your ass. The bank owns this land. Best quit jerking me around, lady. Listen hard, you goddamn okie? I don't know what that means. Probably bad, though. Let go of me, you asshole. If Phillips or someone else is paying you to pull this shit, or this is your own harebrained attempt at sabotage, Lord help me, I'll drag your ass through the muck myself if I have to, you hear me? Fuck off, pig. What's going on here? Howdy, Bill. You doing alright there, Mrs. Harris? Yeah, Mr. Morgan was just leaving. Yeah, I'm going, but this ain't over. I'll be seeing you in court, Mrs. Harris. Whatever, you old fart. Your hand okay? I saw your car out there on the road. Figured I'd come and see if everything's okay. What's old Bill wanting? Wish I knew, Sheriff. Wish I knew. Morgan's grip was surprisingly strong for an old man and left a bruise. The sheriff made himself scarce before long. He came asking the same questions, but they had written down the notebook this time. And he didn't reek a booze. Still, I don't think he suspects me. He seems more focused on Walter's past. He's an ornery one. That old donkey, I'll say? Ought to learn to keep his hands to himself. Got any news on Walter, Sheriff? Actually, yes. I was talking to New York and found out something rather strange. Tell me. You ever heard of Irvin Wallace? No, it doesn't ring any bells. Well, it sounds like Walter and Irvin did time together. Walter did time? No way! That's what I thought. But when? Why? In the early 20s, I don't know why. There ain't much left from the pre-war archives. Walter obviously used this to his benefit and kept his little vacation a secret. This is more than just a secret. Don't get me wrong, Mom. Everyone makes mistakes. As far as I can tell, Walter was a dignified man. We could say the same about the Wallace character, though. Who is he? He made a killing during the Prohibition, but his fortune wasn't big enough to attract unnecessary attention. Then he got his business legalized and went into publishing. Even bought a stake in a local newspaper. Either way, he's bad news. But no charges have been brought against him yet. Strange thing is, well, my guess is Walter and Irvin have stayed in touch to this day. I don't mean to scare you, Mom, but Wallace might be connected to your husband's disappearance. What's in the box, by the way? It's parcel from my brother and thought it might be from Walter. Anyway, Mum, I'll keep you informed. Let me know if anything happens in the meantime. Like what, Sheriff? People like Wallace are extremely dangerous, so I'd like to ask you to stay vigilant until we figure this all out. Do take care now. What have you been up to, Walt? I must admit, Morgan's visit came as a surprise. I had no idea what the old man wanted with me. Walter was the one who handled the land, not me. Any knowledge I might have was extremely vague. I could probably figure it out if I really put my mind to it, but on the other hand, who the hell cares? It'll be long gone the minute I get that check. I'll never have to see this house, this land, or Morgan ever again. I wasn't sure what to do next. Ask about the property boundary. I guess that's probably worth it. So, Mrs. Harris, what can I help you with? Just looking at learn about the extent of my property and where the border between my land and Mr. Morgan's lies. Alrighty, if you kind of take a look right here. This is your property. This is the property that I understand it belongs to the bank. It's all ours. The paperwork's in to go by, then yes. Now here's where your property ends and Mr. Morgan's begins, as well as here, here, and here. I'll need another set of plans too. I get the idea. So Mr. Morgan's rolling in money. You could say that. Don't tell me you're at odds about something. Well, oh, Mrs. Harris, you're better off giving him what he wants. You know, bargain a little, for decency's sake. But to come to an agreement nonetheless. Believe me, it's pointless going to court with people like him. I appreciate the advice. My pleasure. Can I ask one last thing? Is it possible there may be some drainage on my property that leads to Morgan's, which in some way unknown to me might be affecting his crops? That's hard to tell, Mrs. Harris. It depends on the history of the site, what was standing there before, groundwater lines, previous owners and such. I could try and look it up for you if you'd like. The records must be in the archive somewhere. So long as it ain't any trouble. Not at all, Mum. It's my job. Just leave me a telephone number and I'll get in touch as soon as I find anything. Okay. I didn't think it really mattered at first, but at night for some reason, I started to feel that something around me had changed. It was small, almost invisible. It began to wander through the rundown house, finding my way into corners I didn't even know existed. And then, Kelly arrived. I forgot to mention, Walter had a daughter from his previous marriage. Kelly, we wrote the note. As she promised in a letter, Kelly came with her boyfriend Mickey. Now, I only met Kelly a couple of times. First time was when she was still a little girl. She was living with her mama somewhere in New Jersey. But then her mum succumbed to skeletal tuberculosis and passed away. Got no idea where Kelly found that joker Mickey. It was easy to tell just from a glance that he wasn't the sharpest tool in the shed. Now, Kelly was a fine enough girl, pretty as a peach. She had thick brown hair, big old doe eyes, healthy tan, big hips, and a nice behind. Imagine the vulgarity of Mae West in a play by Carl Henrik Ulrichs. Mickey's actually short for Michelangelo. He's an Italian kid from Jersey. At just 23 or maybe 24 years old, he was big enough to fill a doorway. And I mean he was huge. Black hair, all shiny, either grease or brilliantine. Muscles bulging under his copper skin. I had no idea what he did for a living. I think maybe he served in the Navy before getting kicked out. Either way, it didn't seem like things were going well for either of them. Like any young girl whose daddy walks out on the family, I think it's safe to assume Kelly despised her father. So why would a girl abandoned by her daddy drag her boyfriend across the country to see him? Folks on the outside looking in just wouldn't understand. But I did. Oh, I knew right from the start. Where's Daddy? Since they were too tired from the road, I was able to stall them with a dumb lie. At that point, all they wanted was to bathe and get some sleep. So I used the time to get my story straight. Your father abandoned me too, hun. Gathered his belongings and took off like the wind. The plan was to appeal to the sympathy of a fellow woman, by drawing comparisons to Kelly's mother and squeezing any drop of sentimentality out of her that I could. But I knew it was never going to work. To Kelly, I'd always be the bitch who ruined her parents' marriage. Heck, she probably blames me for her mother's passing, and I can't really fault her for that. I put them in the guest room, in the room that Douglas Harris had once used separately from his wife. His granddaughter now slept, with Mickey. Not that they were actually sleeping. Out in the hallway in the stillness of night, I could hear Kelly breathing, along with the not-so-muffled sighs, the creaking of old floorboards and iron bed springs. They had long forgotten the warmth of human bodies, bouncing to the beat of Mickey's bestial momentum. Truth be told, I felt myself blushing something awful, until finally it all quietened down, and I tried to get to sleep. Alright. I guess we're making a bottle. The bestial rhythm of the fucking. Was that a rat in a bottle? Well, this is going to be awkward, isn't it? Alright, now we have sound. I had to restart that section again. Oh, look who it is. It's Walt. Oh, good lord. Walter. Hi, honey. You don't look so good. I don't blame you, given the circumstances. So give me that face, please. Listen, I need the combination for the safe. Say something. Come on, normally I can't get you to shut up. I mean, I couldn't. I wanted to tell you so much, you know, about what was tormenting me and burning me up on the inside. Now you're finally quiet enough to listen. I don't know what to say. Kelly's here. Her boyfriend's pretty lousy, in my opinion. Just some loser. And a dumb one at that, but that's just my first impression. We know how deceiving those can be. You forgot. Look. There. In the basement. What do you mean? What? Well, guess we're looking in the basement. It's raining again. There's a hurricane outside. Nausea. Falling asleep's been a struggle recently, so I've taken to reading Walter's books. Doesn't matter which. They sent me to sleep right away. Oh, a little Grim Reaper in the window there. Lovely. A puddle. Looks like the roof's leaking. Alright, well, let's head to the basement and see what Walter has for us in there. I'm sure it's lovely and chill. Looks like the clock stopped. Good! Don't have to listen to it anymore. I've got a fuse in the sink. What's it lying in the sink for? I hope it didn't get wet. It ain't right. Yeah, this wasn't here before. Fuse box. Okay, why is that not working? I have the fuse. Apparently this lever moves the elevator, but it hasn't got any power. Now can I look at the fuse box? I will say, some of this... I've had quite a few times I've had to restart so far, because things just don't seem to be working quite as how they should do. Nothing crazy. It's raining pitchforks and I'm wearing a nightie. All the more reason to go outside, Loretta? Okay, so am I missing another fuse somewhere? Is that it? I'm not going anywhere. I'm not trying to. I just want you to look at the... Never mind. I'm a bit concerned that I can't put the fuse in the fuse box by pressing A on the fuse box like it says on the screen, but, you know. Okay. Can't go in there. Aha. Another fuse in the sink. One more. That'll do it. Okay. Yeah, it needs to say, oh, there's 2 fuses missing from the fuse box. Can you go find them? That would be a lot better. Unless she means we need one more. I don't know. We're about to find out, I guess. And that said, if we do need another one on top of that, where would we find another sink? No, that's it. There we go. Alright. Let's see where this takes us. In this very sane world. I'll be damned. Good evening, madam. Evening. Are you alone? Well, we all are. What's going on in there? A private soiree. Invitation only. May I see yours? I don't have one. That's quite alright, miss. I don't think someone is I think someone is expecting you. Expecting me? Who could that be? Why don't you come in and find out? Sounds tempting. But I think my dress suits the occasion. Come now, you look gorgeous, if I may be so bold. A cigarette, miss? It's Mrs. actually, and I quit a few years back. Who am I kidding? That doesn't matter now. Just so you know, I'm aware that I'm dreaming. Whatever you say. Got a light? Ah, forgot how much I enjoyed that. One shouldn't deny themselves pleasure. Don't disagree with you there. It's pretty nice here. I'm getting a strange feeling, like I've been here before. Of course, madam. We only serve those with memberships here. If you don't mind me asking, what will you do about the girl and the degenerate? Beg your pardon? What is started should be finished, Loretta. If you were me, what would you do? I'm afraid I don't know you, madam. Each man is the architect of his own fate, but I'm deeply convinced that you know what needs to be done. Of course I do. Is anyone going to pick up the phone? I believe it's for you. Hello? What in the... Oh, this can't be happening. I recognise this tune. I've heard it somewhere before. Obituary. Vivian O'Hara was an ornithologist who dedicated life to the study of beautiful creatures. Returning from an expedition to the island of Mauritius, O'Hara tragically died in a car accident at the age of 40. The science community grieves and expresses their condolences to the relatives of the deceased. Scientists recognise not only Mrs. O'Hara's deep contribution to the development of ornithology, but appreciate her work as an experienced and talented educator and a wonderful writer. Miss O'Hara has written over 150 articles, books, monographs, and other publications. The funeral service is scheduled to take place. A wine bottle fell on the table. Its contents are spread and seeped into the cracks of the floorboards like blood. Is the house going to be on fire right now? A light switch. Doesn't work. Shunny, it's alright. Calm down. Here you go. Oh fuck, what is this? Oh, I guess I'm revealing an image. So, did our husband blame us for the death of the baby? That was the implication I got from earlier on. Is that... I'm not entirely sure. Oh, great. There's rats eating a baby. Our memory is selected. We only remember what we want to. Leave the fucking egg alone, dickheads. Well, this is going to be awkward, isn't it? Maybe we can kill him. The next morning I remember grinding meat. I'm Walter, who'd never lift a finger or do anything to help me around the house. Mr. Lazy himself, by some divine coincidence, had sharpened the kitchen knives. Good morning, Lo. Morning, Kelly. Why the long face? Oh, Mickey and me had a fight is all. What smells so good? I'm making some mincemeat. Gonna fix us some dumplings. Oh, that'll hit the spot. Daddy always raves about your cooking. Can I help you with anything? Nah, I'm almost done. Fair enough. I'd just make a mess of it anyway. Got any coffee? God, I'd die for a good old cup of joe. Best they can offer is chicory root. There's chicory root in the basement if you want. I think I'll pass. Thanks anyway. Suit yourself. Where's Mick? Oh, he's out in the backyard, trying to fix our car. Ah, so he is. Must be sweating up a storm, the poor thing. Oh, don't worry about him. He knows his way around a car. A regular grease monkey. Oh my god. You have no idea how much I hate that car. That's weird. What's weird? Daddy left the car behind. How'd he get out of here in the first place, then? Loretta, where did he go? What do you mean you don't know? Doesn't he do this often, disappear, I mean? The grinder crunches through a meat vein. Did you know your father's been seeing another woman? No, I didn't. Though I can't say I'm surprised neither. Don't forget he left his first family too. And he had a child. He had me. The meat squeaks and squelches in the grinder. Well, anyway. Listen, Lo, I've been meaning to ask. You used to work as a hairdresser, right? Don't suppose you could cut mine? That's what you want. Sure thing, Kelly. I'll give it a good cut. Oh god, this could be bad, right? Things getting serious between you and Mickey? I think so, yeah. I mean, he's great. And in bed. Have you seen him? He's living Adonis in the flesh. I never had it so good with anyone else. Just thinking about his biceps turns me on. Does that mean you're getting hitched? Yes. Well, I don't know. That's something else I wanted to discuss with Daddy. What does Mickey do for a living? Oh, you know, Mickey isn't much of a working man. The road's what he's after. Doesn't do well with enclosed spaces, like he can't sit still or something. So he's unemployed? Oh no, well, actually, yeah. But he wants to be a racer, and a bike racer specifically. How strange. We're going to Nevada. Word has it some Goomba opened a huge casino in Vegas. Named a Peacock or something. Heron, maybe? Flamingo? That was it! They have races out there in the desert with crazy rules and major prize money. Mickey's gonna race in them. A woman needs a house. It dawns on Loretta how she's sounding just like her mother. A drunken, lying, greying old woman who never realised how much trite nonsense she spouted off during Loretta's formative years. I've been thinking about that too. Loretta, don't you and Daddy want to go back to New York? I figured Mickey and I, well maybe we could live here when we get married, or could even sell the house. You think Daddy would agree? Sell the house? Well, yeah, we need money. Daddy told me he finished his novel. Didn't you take long to clue her in, did it, Walt? Thought maybe he would help us, at least for a little while. There's something else I wanted to talk to him about, too. When's he coming back, Loretta? Suddenly it hit me. It should have been obvious from the start what this rotten little girl really came here for. She was ready to build her life off her worthless father's unpaid debt. She is, in all respects, the only heir to his supposed wealth, and while Walter's death is far more beneficial to her than it is me, I can't let her find out about him or I'm in deep trouble. Oh, how clear it is now. So, what are you going to do about it, Laura? It's fun. I have to, you know. How am I going to deal with Mickey, though? Sure is hot out today. I could murder a glass of water. Oh boy. What smells so good, Mrs. Harris? Come here, Laura. I'm making dumplings. I sure love me some dumplings. Anyway, afraid to say your car has outlived its usefulness, Miss Laura. I changed the oil so I would stand a couple more rides, but that's as good as it'll get, I think. Pity, it was a good car. Kelly told me you know your way around cars. My father was a mechanic, so I've fixing and driving cars since I was a kid. Not to mention it's a real hit with the ladies. Speaking of, where's Kelly? I heard older models are more exciting to ride, is that true? Mickey walks over and dips a greasy finger into the bowl of sauce. Well, that depends, Laura. But older models definitely have some class, some spice to them, if you know what I mean. You really are something else. What's your tattoo mean? This one? I got it in the Navy, doesn't mean anything special. I always wanted to get one. Oh yeah? And where would you get it? Here? A little lower. Here? Here? Fucking hell! Wait, we shouldn't do this here. Kelly might hear us. I want you to take me. In the hay. You smell so good. Never done it in the hay before. Hey, wait. Is this a joke? Laura, that ain't funny. The hell? Open up, you hear me? I said open up! Open up! Oh my god, we killed them both! Holy shit, we are dangerous fucking... We are dangerous as fuck! Who the hell could that be? Good afternoon. Afternoon. What's going on? Milk delivery, Mum. There must be some mistake. No, that's impossible. I don't need your milk. You do need it. You just haven't realized that yet. Margaret will be here soon. That is a bad thing. She'll either do you harm, or worse, she'll figure things out. Get rid of her. What? You gone deaf? Get rid of the ginger weasel. Got it? You don't have to kill her or nothing. Remember, you can catch more flies with honey than with vinegar. Just make sure she forgets how to get hit. For good. Is that clear? I need an answer. Crystal clear. Swell. Gotta say, what you did to the little hussy and her jock friend? Mighty fine work. Now don't you worry. Get rid of Margaret and you'll be in the clear. And one more thing, Mrs. Harris. I ain't supposed to say this, but I'm rooting for you. So a piece of advice. Don't go into the guest bedroom anymore, okay? It's for your own good. But I don't know the combination. Yes, you do. Think. Where'd it all start for Walter and end for you? Remember what happened in New York. Well, Mum, looks like I got the wrong address. Sorry about that. Hope you have a great day. What is happening? The stories did you get turned into a screenplay starring Rita Hayworth, but that was more an exception than a rule. Walter did his best to put a brave face, but there's no denying it bruised his ego. They even put his name in the end credits. We put a down payment on a luxury rental apartment on 12th Avenue. Walter was not a communist, that's for sure. Well, at least but he was at least a socialist in his beliefs. Not that I can really tell the difference, mind. It's pretty fashionable among writers and artists back then. As the daughter of a hard-working miner who died in the mine just to pay for his clothes, I can't say I shared his leftist ideals. Don't mean I think that Jews, Bolsheviks, or the Stalin fella pose any threat to the American way of life, but I still consider communism to be nothing more than fiction. Fueled by intellectuals on the East Side who've hardly worked a day in their lives. Well, we argued from time to time. Walt called me, or rather people who shared my way of thinking. You know, hypothetical people who probably exist somewhere. But basically myself personified for the purpose of his conversation. Philistines. Said the Philistines' paradise is an easily swayed construction that only needed a good rub for the blinkers to fall off. But the Philistines' paradise ain't so bad. We lived in it while we were in New York in a way. We had a cozy rental apartment with an electric toaster, an electric iron, and one of those automatic lemon squeezers. Sure, we paid for it all in installments. So what? I can say one thing for sure. It was much better being in a boring, well-fed paradise than in some crumbling old barn with no central heating. Walter may have needed to hear the rustle of wheat from his inspiration. All I heard was the whisper of demons. Am I going crazy, or am I already long gone? I was told that I was insane, and here I am. So much blood, so many victims. I stopped looking in the mirrors and started hearing sounds inside the walls, not to mention seeing things I shouldn't. Ghosts of the past, or was I just hallucinating? There's no way to turn back now, and there never will be. It's so noisy inside my head. My thoughts are all murky. No, scattered even. I don't want to think. I want to act. But it feels like there's a glass wall in front of me, and I'm going to break it. Oh, the code. December 24, 12/24? How could I have been so blind? December 24th, 1946, the day that divided my life into a before and after. That's the combination. The manuscript, or typescript to be more precise, straw bull, 200 pages of yellow, strange-smelling paper. Inches of metal had been keeping me away from my destiny, and finally I held the book in my hands. It wouldn't be a work of Walt's if it didn't include some pretentious epigraph from John Milton. I don't know this poem, but it's like I said before, I don't read much. A sharp knock on the door interrupted me from enjoying the moment. It was Margaret, right on time. Sorry I was so rude before. It's okay, I can understand, I think. Thanks for the milk. I hope you choke on it. Ain't it funny how nothing's changed? Excuse me? This living room, I mean, the Harris house. Or your house, I suppose. Might be a little dustier than before, but that's about it. Double-crossing bitch. Walter and I were friends when we were kids, you know. We'd spend entire days here at Mrs. Harris's. Before Clarence passed away? Oh yeah, Loretta, long before that. But Clarence ended up being the best of us. I'm so proud of him. His purple heart and his bronze star, you used them to open your favourite ginger ale, were delivered with a letter from the president. Can you imagine? I think I saw a rat out on the porch. Yeah, I ran out of poison. Margaret takes a sip of her milk. So who's the fetching young couple you're renting to? Oh, that's Walter's daughter Kelly and her fiancé. Get out of town, I'd love to meet her. Tell them to make sure they come pay me a visit. So Walter still hasn't shown up? Well, you don't see him here, do you? The sheriff came and spoke to me, Loretta. Bill's a good man, but I ain't told him about our situation. Not yet, anyway. What do you want? It's weird. This ain't like him. What about his novel? The manuscript's upstairs in his safe. He left it here? He told me they were sending him a check. What are you getting at? Is that why you decided to ruin my marriage? You ruined it yourself, Loretta. Walter's miserable around you. Don't you get it? You're the miserable one. What do you know about our marriage? Now you're telling me he just up and left? Left me? Left his novel? Left his own daughter? He left her a long time ago, Margaret. You think you're the first? You ever asked what happened with Kelly's mother? Left to rot with tuberculosis. And Walter kindly paid for the funeral. Linda drank one too many of those radium drinks, and you know that. You know why we moved then? Because he wanted to finish his book. Quit being such a fool. Walter's always been a coward. One small problem's enough to make him turn tail and run. I don't trust you, Loretta. Then get this through your ginger scalp of yours. Let's say you're right. Let's say his filthy lion ass is currently rotting in the well out in the yard. Rats slowly picking his bones clean and all that. A fate he totally deserved, by the way. Even if that were all true, it'd be your word against mine. This place is freezing. Is it the room spinning or is it just me? Should have called it quits at the last vodka martini. Okay. The last 3 vodka martinis. The lights are in the bathroom. Is Loretta still up? I urgently need to take a leak. Why are we playing as Walter suddenly? Hey, you in there? Let me in, would ya? I've really got to go. Laura? Oh, for Christ's sake. It's like Loretta had quite herself the party. What's going on in that head of hers? Sure, I did invite her out. Is she offended? Someone's got to stay home to look after the baby. Oh, this is a flashback. Okay. Loretta forgot to turn it off again. Must have been listening to one of those lousy radio plays. I really wish she'd pick up a book. Oh, shit. So we're going to find out what happened to the baby? Probably going to regret this, but Loretta ain't giving me any other options. I was going to pee in the sink. Oh, yeah. That's much better. The hell's calling this time of night? Hello? Oh, it's you. Yeah, I told you I would. I'm not whispering, because it's 2 in the morning. Because my wife... What the fuck, Frank? Why are you calling me at my house? How'd you even get the call through at all? No, I'm not drunk. Yes, I hear you. I got it. Tell Wallace I'll have something even better. He's gonna love it. Just need a couple more weeks. I know, Frank. But 2 weeks ain't gonna hurt anybody. That's none of your business. How would they know? No, I haven't spoken to anyone. Are you trying to scare me? Don't try me, you fat fuck. I know what I'm doing. I've gotta go. Don't call me here again. You think you're so clever, huh? Well, I've got other plans, Frank. Where'd I put those fucking matches? I need the number. I think, Walter, think. Bathroom. They'll be in bedroom. They'll be in the writing desk. I'm gonna bend you all over, you bunch of greedy assholes. Jesus. This is the old apartment. The key's in the coat. Oh, you blockhead. Oh, okay. Where is the coat? I don't actually know. Here. There we go. It's weird, these little flashbacks. I don't fully understand some of the things that are happening half the time, but it's still interesting. That's it. One call. Now Wallace. No Wallace, no Chambers, no more dirty work. Only literature, honest to goodness literature. Suck it, Robert Penn Warren. But there'll be no turning back. These people are dangerous. Screw it. Dangerous or not, they're going to make me rich. Dumb Brawl woke the baby up. Oh, you fat son of a... I told you not to call here, you Oh, honey. Sorry, I thought it was someone else. Yeah, everything's fine. I got home just fine. Are you okay? Can't sleep? Oh yeah, miss you too, baby doll. What, she's not asleep? No. No, I haven't told her. I don't know. When the time is right. When the time is right, okay? Go to bed, baby. Good night. I love you too. Bye. Was that Kelly? Or his mistress? Loretta, you out of your mind? Laura, you fall asleep there? Open the door. Do you hear me? Open the door right now. God, Loretta. What have you done? What did we do? Do be careful with the china. You're sick, Loretta. Maybe so, but I'll be sick and 30 grand richer, and then I'll be long gone. Oh, you hear that? That'll be an important call. From the publishing house, most likely. I'll be back in a moment. Should I kill the ginger bitch now, or maybe I should just let her go? What can she really do? Run crying to Bill? She's probably rolling around with him too. Who'd believe her? I won't be much more than a memory by the time anyone figures it out. Cuba, Tahiti, Hawaii. The world's gonna open up for you like you won't believe, Loretta. All you gotta do is make a choice. Aloha! I mean, hello? Mrs. Harris? We accept the offer. One of our guys is already on his way to you. Mr. Fitzgerald, he'll be in touch when he's in town. Marvellous! Mrs. Harris, please accept our deepest condolences on behalf of the Atlantic Press team. We are extremely concerned and hope Mr. Harris will return soon. Well, when I finally hung up, Margaret was nowhere to be found. Must have got scared. Wish I hadn't wasted my chicory route entertaining her. Either way, I had the manuscript. All I had to do was wait for Fitzgerald. But of course, something just had to go wrong. Something I never would have expected. Okay, I'm controlling the bird's direction here. Oh, do I just have to avoid it, do you think? Avoid the blood. Most of them are dead. There's like 3 left. Oh, fuck off! Yeah, I'm not keen on these minigames. I don't think they're that great. I think they're just kind of annoying. Just stay here. I am enjoying the bloodbath, though. Please be the end. I have 1 bird left. Please end soon, this sucks. Come on. Yeah, thank fuck for that. I did not like that one. Did you say something? No. We're nearly there. I think I saw a dead bird on the road. Is that on the radio or something? It ain't picking up any stations around here. Be patient, we're almost there. Is that your hip flask rattling around over there? Walter ignores you and keeps driving. You know you're on the highway, right, Walter? Yup, and none of the car in sight. Relax, okay? Maybe I should drive for a while. No need. Like I said, we're almost there. Good, because I'm starting to get car sick from all the wheat fields. You and me both. So, we gonna run a farm now like your folks did? I reckon there ain't much difference between cotton and wheat, huh? Please don't start. Then talk to me. How am I supposed to know what happens now? I don't have all the answers. You're not in the mood today, I get that. But moving out here should do you some good. It'll do us both some good. You know what? Maybe we should just sit here in silence. You read my mind. Hand me the damn flask. Did I make it? The cow broke my china. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. Wait a little longer and I'll be able to buy myself 10 of these. Got no reason to leave this house, not today. Did we dispose of the bodies, or are they just sort of just... I mean, I know one of them's like in the fucking thing, so that's fine. Really, again? I'm gonna sue that damn plumber. The noise is coming from the hole this time, but it's all boarded up. I can't pull them off with my bare hands. I think I saw an axe in the barn. Okay. I do get, like, major cat lady vibes from this. It's a little jankier, but generally speaking, it reminds me of it a lot. Goddamn music. Why do they always play the same melody over and over again? Like, another problem I have, like... Not problem. I wish this was a bit more visceral. It's not a problem or a deal breaker, and it's still a pretty good game so far. But, like, I wish it was a bit more, like, super gory, you know. I want cat lady-like scenes, or... I guess, like, Burnhouse Lane-like scenes now. More updated stuff. Alright, we got an axe. This'll do. Hope I don't get a splinter. So technically we only have 3 bodies on the farm, right? Because we didn't kill the cop or Margaret. So only 3. I mean, that technically makes us a serial killer. Oh, Lord. You scared me. What do you want? Hey! I'm talking to you. What are you staring at? You shouldn't yell at Jim Bob, ma'am. He's a mute. So what do you want? There's a little problem. Would you go take a look? Sure, go and fuck it. God, what a smell. Why is it here? Cal's dying. Yeah, I can see that. Maybe already getting to work. It's Phillips. Storm must have scared him to death. So probably bolted in the night and wandered over to your land. What's wrong with it? Is it sick? Not too sure, I reckon. Harvest rotten, dying cattle. Witchcraft is what it is. That's crazy talk. Witchcraft? Well, it ain't Saint right, Sol. Maybe it's the water. Don't you go drinking from the well, ma'am. I ain't. We got piping. What's gonna happen with the heifer? Smith's getting the rifle, that's what. Gonna haul her away in the truck tomorrow. Guess I'll head home then. Pair of hillbillies poking their noses around. Best put an end to that sooner rather than later. I'm guessing the water supply is poisoned because our husband's body is in the fucking well, right? The sooner I start, the sooner I'll finish. What's inside? I can't see a thing. Something bad, I'm gonna guess. The sound of brakes. Sounds like a car's pulling up in the driveway. He wipes his neck with a handkerchief. You got a very lovely house, ma'am. Oh, this is where. So this is when he showed up. Don't bother. I can stunt stand this place either. Is this Mr. Harris's house? His parents. Okay, so this is from the beginning. Mom, how long's Mr. Harris been gone for? Why don't you start by telling me who it was that hired you? Of course. I work for a firm called Wallace and Partners. I represent the interests of Mr. Wallace. Your husband owes Mr. Wallace a substantial sum of money, Mom. Did Mr. Harris mention anything about that to you? Not that I've heard, no, but I've heard about Mr. Wallace. And I know he used to be a criminal. You may be right, but who can actually call themselves a saint in today's world? Mr. Wallace has paid back his debt to society and is now worthy enough to live in it. You know he recently donated $30,000 for disabled war vets? If Wallace gives his way his money so easily, then what does he want with my husband? We don't have any money. You're wasting your time. You have to understand, Mom. We wish Walter no harm. We're old friends of his, and we want to help. Think about it. Would I really drive all this way across the country just to collect some old debts? Mr. Wallace knows about Walter's money situation. You see, he's supposed to pass on a particular item to us, an item that belongs to us. What are you talking about? Do whatever happen to show you a box. A box? No. A wooden one with a lock on it. I don't know what you mean, mister. Why would he ever show me a box? Beads of sweat fall from Chambers' face onto his wrinkled shirt. Can I get you something to drink? Honestly, I was hoping you'd ask. The kitchen's just down the hall. Okay, so don't poison him. Because we know that's gonna... You're not gonna answer that? This is slightly different dialogue to what it was the first time. Hello, Mrs. Harris. I've been trying to reach you this past couple of days. I've studied the archives, and it turns out there was once a cattle burial site on your land, you know, for sick animals and such. The contagious kind. Contagious? Using the area for farming is actually prohibited by law, but I suspect Mr. Harris, I mean, your father's husband, managed to skirt around that law somehow. And? Well, I'm no expert, Mom, but I think the calderic waters must have reached the soil and poisoned the crops. I suggest sharing this information with Mr. Morgan. The drainage from the burial site will ruin his harvest too, most likely. But it ain't your fault. I see. Well, thank you. Did something happen? Nah, nothing important. Let's go to the kitchen. After you. Let me ask you, Mom. Why did you move out here in the first place? Walter wanted to write his book. And did he? Yeah, he's working with a publishing house. With Mr. Schaefer, yes, I know. Mighty interesting, isn't it? First you move from New York, then Walter up and disappears. Maybe he was afraid you were coming. Maybe he was. Tell me, Mrs. Harris. Where do you think your husband might be? Got any ideas? Maybe he went back to New York? He's got a sister there. What was her name? Cynthia. I already spoke to her. Then maybe you passed him while you're on your way here. Walter could be halfway to New York by now. Well, that certainly is possible. Sorry you had to come all this way for nothing, but I really don't think I can help. It's what I'm paid to do. Thanks again for the water. Sorry I bothered you. Now keep this in mind. We're not the only ones looking for Walter. There are people out there who only want to cause him and his family harm. I'm staying at the Twin Oaks Motel. If Walter happens to show up, you be sure to call me. Here's my card. Your husband's in serious danger, but you and I can help him. Together. Okay. Oh shit, this is escalating. I have no idea what this is. But yeah, I like the story. I feel like there's obviously lots of different outcomes that are possible here, so I'm not entirely sure, you know, like, what ending I'm gonna get on this playthrough. There are definitely lots of different decisions you can make to get different outcomes. But, I do believe once you've seen the dialogue once, you can skip it. So you can skip to key decisions in the plot, if that makes sense. It's a moth, right? I fucking hate moths. But I've liked this. I don't know how much long is left, but I don't think there's too much left. But I know at this point, we're going to kill as many people as possible if it means we get to get out of this situation. And go to Hawaii. Aloha. I guess we'll see. This is annoying, by the way, again. Like, I don't want to... I want the story to continue. I don't want to be desperately trying to click on every aspect of a screen to get this done. Mrs. Harris? Good morning. How are you doing? Patrick Fitzgerald at your service. I represent the legal interests of Atlantic Press. We spoke on the phone. It's a pleasure to meet you. Nice to meet you too. Can I get you anything? No, thank you. Ah, yes, I don't trust that vending machine food either. Well, Mrs. Harris, I have to admit that the letter of yours was unexpected. I hope you understand the scale of the trust my firm has in your husband. I was sent out here from Mississippi, you know. You expect Mr. Harris to reappear soon, of course, and then we'll all learn the secret of his mystical disappearance. But before that, I have a couple of questions. Remind me, what novel are we talking about here? You don't know? I do, but I like to be sure. The Straw Bull. Have you read it, by the way? And how'd you find it? I think it's his best work, a real page-turner. Fantastic. Loretta notices his soft hand. She realizes it's the first time she's seen a man with a manicure. In that case, I suggest we call it quits on the coffee. You hand over the manuscript and I make some calls, we get the contracts written up, and you do the manuscripts. You do have the manuscripts with you, right? This ain't gonna work, mister. No contracts, not this time. I thought I made my point very clear in the letter. Your point? That's right. 30,000. A check is fine if you don't do cash. A check, huh? Listen, Fitzgerald. If you want the novel, you're gonna have to pay me. For a moment, a look of incandescent rage flashes across Fitzgerald's clean-shaven reptilian face. After a pause, his smile returns with a sparkle. Well, all right, we'll play your game. No contracts, I can even write that check for you right now, but I gotta see the manuscript first. The manuscript's at home, locked up in a safe. Takes a slurp of his coffee. Did you come here by car? Jesus, coffee is lousy. Yes, I drove here. The journey home took 25 to 30 minutes, but with Fitzgerald's high-speed motor, we got there in 15. He really put the pedal to the metal and seemed quite comfortable doing it, like he was used to it. We couldn't make this man hush up for love or money. His lips were flapping the whole time, talking about weather, sports, his work over in Mississippi, Louisiana, singing the praises of New Orleans cuisine. So 30 grand, that's quite the pretty sum. I'd say it's fair. Looking at you, I get the impression your company ain't short on money. Hey, so long as folk want to keep reading about people sleeping with other and murdering each other, then your husband, myself, and even you will be set for life. No, it can't be. The safe's open. I don't get it. Someone stole my manuscript? Oh, that's swell. Chambers. Well, Mrs. Harris, looks like we're done here. No! Wait! I want to know who stole it. I know where it is. I'll get it back. That's certainly an entertaining story, Loretta. You've given me quite the performance. It was an intimidation act at first, but now you've evolved into Broadway. I wouldn't be surprised if Mr. Harris jumped out from behind the curtain and sang up a tune next. No, please. I've already wasted too much of my time. I'm heading back to Mississippi, and I'll be sure to advise Mr. Schaefer away from any further dealings with you or your husband, wherever he may be. I'm begging you to stay in town just a little longer. I'll get the manuscript. I don't know what you're planning, but my boss is deeply interested in that book for some reason. I'll be leaving tomorrow at noon. Be sure to keep that in mind, because I won't be coming back again. We clear? Crystal, I'll bring back the manuscript. I promise. Well, all right then. Can I use your phone? We're gonna do some fucking killing. Fog and rain again. I raced down the slick road in a frenzied rage, leading to the motel that Chambers had written on his business card. Fat-ass moron with rotten teeth. He must have stolen the manuscript when I was in the basement. But why? How could he have known the combination? Who is Mr. Wallace he's working for? And what do they need my manuscript? The rain soon gave way to hail and fell so hard I considered stopping to chain the tires. Almost missed it as I struggled to keep the car on the road. The neon sign winking in the darkness. Twin Oaks. Here it is. I find Chambers, I find the manuscript. The porter ain't here. Lucky you, Loretta. Chambers ain't on the list. He must have used another name. But which one? I don't fucking know. Chicken Scratch. I don't think I went to school with this guy. This one looks familiar. Charles F. Banks. Frank Chambers. Bingo. It's an anagram. Looks like he's in room 12. Events go through all the rooms. Chambers, you're in there, open up. Loretta pulls on the handle, it's locked. Of course it is. A quarter. This could come in handy. I thought there might be like a master key here we could grab or some shit, but maybe not. A bulky coffee machine. Paradise for roaches. Hang on, newspaper machine it said, not coffee. What? Buy a newspaper. My controller was vibrating a lot here. Hey, where's my newspaper? Come on, you dumb bucket of bolts. Give me back my money. Mom, can I help you with something? What happened? Ah, I think I lost my room key. To tell the truth, I lost my room key. What's your last name? Mrs. Banks, room 12. Who are you? Look, I know my husband is in there with my cousin. Oh, Mom, I wish I could help, but your husband paid for the room fair and square. I can't give you the key. I'm sorry. Could have... I think we fucked ourselves here, probably. Excuse me, Mom. That room's for staff only. Need to find some way to distract the porter. May I borrow a newspaper? I tried putting money in the machine, but nothing worked and I can't get it back. You're welcome to it. Ain't a single thing of interest in there anyway, aside from the baseball. Bertha warned me, don't bet on the Reds, you old fool. Okay. What are we going to use that for? Room service, how may I help you? There's a fan spitting out my toilet. Gotta send someone to room 5 and fast. I'm on my way. Hopefully that'll distract him for a while. That did the trick. Now he won't be gone for long, though. The key to room 11. Better than nothing, I suppose. What the hell are you doing, Loretta? I'm lucky the real Mrs. Woodhouse ain't here. Jesus. I ain't Amelia Earhart. About time I got used to it. Got a Bible. A Protestant Bible. They put one of these in every room. I don't really believe in God. Or rather, I don't want to, given all that's happened. I can feel the air moving around my feet. A vent. This probably connects the room to chambers. I might be able to turn the screws if I had a coin or something. Damn it all. Oh shit, we don't have a coin anymore. Empty. Fuck, we need a fucking coin. Where am I gonna get a coin that I already wasted? Oh god, smells damp in here. Meh. Ah, there you go. Well, that's better than a that's better than a fucking better than a fucking coin. All right, here we go. I swear, it's the only time I'm doing it again. Chambers, you there? The suitcase is locked. I can't open it. Just take it. Crumpled newspapers. I've seen these in detective movies. They put down so they can hear people sneaking toward the bed. Who or what was Chambers afraid of? Oh, he's not good. Oh, for the love of... Chambers. What a stench. How long has he been here? I think I'm going to puke. Chambers' fat fingers look like bloody sausages, and it looks like he's holding on to something. It's like he's flipping me off. I'm too old for this shit. Must have been the murder weapon. Looks like someone slashed Chambers with a straight razor. I better not touch it. This ain't the time to fix my makeup. Bad news, boss. Harris ain't here, just his wife, and it's hard to say whether she's just acting a fool or if she really is one. Only thing I can say for sure is he's gone AWOL. The job ain't easy. Pigs are already making a mess of things. But I've got one last lead. Margaret Hatfield, a neighbor, the widow that Walter's been sleeping with. I'll pay her a visit tomorrow. Oh yeah, I think I'm being followed. I'll call again from a payphone later. Okay. It was clear from Chambers' strange telegram that neither he nor Wallace were interested in the manuscript. They were chasing down Walter for old unpaid debts, and it looks like Chambers had some of his own too. Guess he'll never repay them now. Okay. It was more than a little confused. Who stole my manuscript if it wasn't Chambers? Am I asking too many questions? I ain't getting any answers. I'm a simple woman. I've got simple desires. Why is everything falling apart the one time I decided to try my luck? The storm wasn't letting up, so I headed home. Must have got some of Chambers' blood on me. Some corrosive thoughts were eating away at my head from the inside. Black raindrops rolled off my wet hair. A gaslight flickered in the kitchen. Loretta sniffs at the air. Something smells weird, like someone smoking cigars. It's coming from the kitchen. Oh, fuck. We're gonna get killed? I can definitely see us getting killed. How'd you get in here? Take a seat. Why doesn't anyone do as they're told? Listen, if it's money you want, shut the fuck up. Why would you you will speak when spoken to? Where's Harris? Who the hell are you? I'll ask again. Where is Harris? I don't know. Where's the box? What box? Quit playing dumb. If I hear one more lie out of your mouth, I'll pierce your eye with a needle. Now, where's the box? It's in the yard. What was that? Speak up. It's in the red barn. The barn. Where exactly? It's in a big chest, the stranger sighs. Guess that means I'm getting wet again. You better pray I find it. Listen, I don't know what. Quit squirming. Fuck. Oh, wait. No, no, no! I've got to give it a try, but I'll be careful I don't break them. I only have 3. I don't understand how this fucking works. Again, oh, fuck, I fucking hate these sort of mini games. Oh my god. I fucking hate this shit. Dumb bitch, I warned you. Oh, wait. No, no, no. Oh, we gotta try again. This sort of thing as mandatory is terrible. It's just not fun. Oh my god, I fucking hate it! Where is the sweet spot? I don't understand. Oh my god, we're gonna be here for days, guys. Literally fucking days. I mean, at least you can try indefinitely, but it's just not very good. Why? Okay. Oh my fucking god, that was terrible. He must be out in the barn. We're probably gonna get killed here. He's got a gun. Seems like a bad idea. Sorry, I really don't like mini games breaking up the story. Was there a ghost there for a second? It sounded like it, right? Oh, they're dead. It not sound like it. Looked like it. In the middle, there's like a spooky ghost. He's got a gun. There's no way I'll miss from that distance. I need to sneak up on him and stay in the shadows when the lightning strikes. This is gonna suck! Again, this sort of shit never works properly in video games. It's just always terrible. Stealth should never be in games. Ever. Okay? Okay, at least I see the shadows now. Who are you? Jack Smith, Private Security. Tom Winters, Insurance Agent. Sam Pillamont's Department of Health. Who are you? A revolver with a full barrel. You're gonna shoot me, scumbag? I mean, he did, multiple times. Poor bastard's dead. Oh well. No tags. A cigar. Damn it, not another cigar. We ain't done yet, buddy. You and I are going for a little walk. Wait. Oh, you're awake. I thought you died already. I'm bleeding. What are you... Hold on a minute. Let me get up. Any last words? I said, wait a minute, damn it. Wet a needle in your eye, do you? What, not feeling so tough anymore? Beating up a woman in her own home? Listen, I got nothing on you. I just needed Harris. I told you he's dead. I'm rotting in the wall behind you. And you're going to keep him company. Now give me your name. Let me go. You won't want to be a murderer, do you? You don't know nothing about me, mister. Shut up talking or I'll put a bullet in your knees. Okay, sweetheart. Flattery won't get you anywhere. Okay, just relax. Look at me. I'm not going anywhere. What do you want with my book? What book? Lady, you out of your mind? He tries to laugh at it, quickly dissolves into pain, coughing. Do you really think the books were paying for your livelihood? A nice house, a great car? Open your eyes, sweetheart. Your husband's just another run-of-the-mill crook. What are you saying? They kidnapped a child and tortured it to death. You ever seen the name Nancy Olsen in the news? The oil baron's daughter? Of course I remember. It's printed everywhere. The ransom was paid, but the girl was never found. And she never will be. Well, she might. In some field somewhere with her head cut off, that is. The family eventually learned Wallace was involved. Something to do with the Union. So they hired me. You're lying. Wallace confessed everything to me before he croaked. Sold his little errand boys all the way down the river. Can't believe that without any proof? It's right under your nose, the box. What's in it? I don't know for sure. A gift from Daddy or something. Far as I know, it ain't worth a fig, but your dummy of a husband, well, he decided to sell it. Then shit hit the fan, and he got out the Dodge, tried to cover his tracks. That's how I found him, actually. Alright then. Let's say you're telling the truth. You cut from the same cloth, you and your big sack of money. How many people have you killed? Where'd you draw the line of revenge? Line of revenge. Hey, I only killed Chambers. Wallace died in a hospital. Sold his hospital gown out of pure fear. And Harris, well, he ain't got a problem anymore. Olsen lost his wife too, you know. He's got nothing left but money and revenge now. A dangerous combination. So the manuscript. Margaret. What? Who? Listen, Toots. Let me go. You can't even keep the box. You can keep the box if you want it. Harris is dead, and so is his fat-ass Chambers. My job's already done. I didn't have the intention of killing you. Bullshit! Okay, but believe me when I say this. It wasn't personal. You were just in the way. Walter was a vulture. The world would breathe a little easier without him in it. What would you do if you were little Nancy's father? You're a woman, a mother. You should understand. Just let me go. You know, even if you are telling the truth, that's Walter's problem, not mine. Wait, you got it all wrong. No, I got it right. I don't give two shits anymore. No, wait! I reckon Margaret took the manuscript, by the way. These are fine. These are fine puzzles. Well, they're not really a puzzle, are they? How many bodies is that now? 4? 6 if you count everyone we tried to kill, but 4 in canon. Margaret's house was not much like our own, yet still so much nicer. The paint wasn't peeling off the walls and the fence didn't sag. She and Clarence didn't have much land, but they managed it by themselves. They didn't rent it out to farmers. Eventually, everything this filthy, thieving bitch had was better than anything I had, and she still decided to take away the last thing that was mine, the chance to change my life. Oh, so it was Margaret, yeah. It's hard to describe the amount of anger I was feeling when I kicked her door down. I busted into her house, hollering her name, but got no answer. Photographs of Margaret and Clarence hung on the walls. There was some lithograph of a sprig of wheat in the dusty frame. Water dripped from my wet hair onto the muzzle of the revolver, and the wind blew the sweet scent of flowers through the room. She's not here. She's going to be long gone. With the money. Margaret! Where is she? A brand new gramophone. I didn't think you knew how to read. You... Give the manuscript back, Margaret. You're a monster. They'll throw you in the gas chamber for this. They might. But you'll end up with a hole in that thick skull of yours. Now give me the damn manuscript. You killed Walter. You killed him. What for? Some lousy scraps of paper? You'll die for him too if you ain't careful. Now enough talking. Then why? Was it revenge? Because Walter was leaving you? Life is much more than men, Loretta. As if a whore like you would know. Give me the manuscript. No way I'm handing it over to you. Get out of my house. You want to shoot? Then shoot. Another crime to the list. One more is one less, right? Prove you got no humanity left in you. I ain't giving you the book. You don't deserve his work. Walter was right. Right about what? Your son, Loretta. What was his name? Keep him out of this, you whore! Walter told me, but I didn't believe him. I just couldn't. But you killed him too, didn't you? Shut up, Margaret! You drowned your own baby. Shut the fuck up! What kind of person does that? Think you're of your soul, Loretta. You ain't talking your way out of this one, Margaret. Don't even try. You've got no idea how long I've waited for this. Goodbye, Margaret. And the gas lamp broke. Click, click. And the battered Margaret rushed out into the yard. We ran like mad dogs in wet wheat, my dress dirty with mud, veins throbbing in my temples. I shot again and again, but I missed every time. Gunpowder burned my hand. I screamed, I don't remember what exactly. Eventually Margaret screamed something too. I took aim and squeezed the trigger one last time. And after a little while, Margaret fell into the darkness. She lay in a puddle, holding her bleeding shoulder with the other hand. I must have hit an artery. You ruined my life, I screamed. You had no right to do that. I wanted to scream everything that was swirling around in my mind at the pretty young face of hers. Beautiful, even despite the mad grin on the verge of death. But I got scared. So I grabbed her by the hair and pushed her head deeper in the puzzle. Then I held it there for as long as I could. Blood mixed with the dirty black water until it started to look like streaks of gasoline, or cranberry syrup and melted chocolate ice cream. Margaret struggled, slapping the water and splashing it sideways until finally she stopped. I fell down beside her. Drops of rain rolled off my hair, washing away dust, blood, and sweat. I felt calm and free, for the first time in forever. Then something as red as sunset filled the sky. Black clouds hit the stars. Pillars of black smoke rose into the air. Margaret's house was on fire. My house burned down that day too. Good riddance to it. I think back on those days often. I don't live in the past, no. I try not to. I don't think about it at lunch or dinner, or when I'm cleaning or getting ready for bed. But at night, those suppressed, passionate desires and dreams break free of the dungeon I ruthlessly banished them to. Oh, we're in prison. We did not get away. I've been having weird dreams lately. In them, human bodies melt like wax brought to a fire. I wake up several times a night, my throat dry with thirst. My thoughts seem to run dry too, like a river, or a well. My forehead and armpits grow sticky with sweat and I can't get my words out straight. I ain't sure what I'm saying at all, or what's being said to me. But eventually I open my eyes. The bright ceiling lamp makes me want to puke. They never turn the lights off in the cells. The little blue ring looks like an artificial sun, and its rays feel heavier than anything I've ever known. Good afternoon, Loretta. How are you feeling today? Can you tell me what you bit Dr. Miller? That wasn't very polite. I don't help but worry that you'll bite me next. Do you want a cigarette? I thought smoking wasn't allowed in here. I like to make an exception for our regular guests. What? I need to run some tests and check the state of your bones, so I'm going to schedule you in for an x-ray, Loretta. Who are you? I suspect there might be some damage to your bone marrow. Do you happen to know what neurosyphilis is? Okay, well, it doesn't matter now. How's your leg feel? Any pain? With the drugs you're making me take, nothing hurts no more. Well, maybe you shouldn't have hammered in the fucking nail, Lo. Walter played a cruel joke on you. Got you from the grave, the bastard. No. What do you mean, no? Come on, it's not like you didn't have any fun, right? Although I can't quite wrap my head around one thing. Why'd you chase her? Why not just grab the manuscripts? The thought didn't occur to me. Didn't occur to you? You ever think about what's waiting for you, Harris? The chair? The gas chamber? Or maybe just the rope? Hell. And we got, like, the bad ending there, but I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed playing such a terrible character. I don't know, Walter. I have a bad feeling about this. Maybe we can still go back? Go back? Where, to New York? Oh, come on, baby. I promise you're going to love it here. The nature, the air, it's beautiful. Besides, what's the worst that could happen? Okay. That was Loretta. There are other endings. If you want to check them out yourself, there'll be a link in the description to the game. I thought this was very, very good. You can replay chapters to get to decisions, I think, pretty quickly by skipping dialogue and stuff. So you can, you know, change the path of the story. I really like this. I thought it was well worth a play, and it was a really, really good story. And I enjoyed being a female serial killer. I thought that was really, really fun. Holy shit, is she a dangerous, dangerous character. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. Very fun. I wasn't too keen on the minigames, but everything else was great, and they're easily not a big problem or anything like that. So, yeah. Really liked this overall. That was Loretta. I've been Minx. I hope you enjoyed the first long play of the month. A lot more of these to come, and I will see you soon for more of these very soon. It's a new month, by the way. If you want to pledge to our Patreon or make sure your pledges went through, there's a link in the description. We have a new goal for the month, and that will unlock new exclusive content over there. Lots of cool stuff coming very soon there. Chrism's been a bit sick, so we're a bit behind, but it is coming. Hopefully, Chrism will be joining me for videos very soon too. If you don't know, guys, she's been poorly for over a month now. She's had a really bad cough. It's just... it's been really, really shitty. But, she is a nomkin, and she will prevail, I'm sure. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you soon for more spooky dooky content. Goodbye!